what's scary about it, the only thing I will say I don't like about being banned is that you get 3 lives when you attack powerful people. They first ban you and try and shut you up. Secondly, they'll put you in jail for something you didn't do. And thirdly, they'll kill you.
So Andrew Tate being arrested is the biggest story in the world. And we got some new information that's come out since I did the live stream yesterday and since people have been talking about this in general. There was a bunch of non-information when this first came out that he had been arrested. People were saying it's an old story. It's not an old story. He definitely got arrested. People were saying that it was based on this old thing in April. Then it turned out that it wasn't. And it's based on this other thing I'm going to go over right now. And ultimately, what's hilarious about this is with the old information, with the new information, whatever, what you're going to think about this case is predetermined based on what your opinion of Andrew Tate is. Because Andrew Tate is a polarizing figure. You know, people think this or that of him. And, well, I'll say this. I'll say probably 70% of people will fall into that category. For me, I am not in either category. One of them is they hate Andrew Tate. And so whatever the worst way you could paint this is, that's what they're going to believe. And in the case of this situation, it's going to be that they're going to believe that he was essentially kidnapping women under false pretenses, locking them in a house like R. Kelly's House of Horrors, except instead of, you know, whatever they were doing at R. Kelly's house, he's putting them in front of a computer and forcing them to strip. And so him and his brother can split the money from, you know, the cash that's coming in from these simps across the world. And they were doing so with the girls not wanting to be there, essentially having no choice but to do it. That's the human trafficking angle of this, okay? Now, there's a whole other story that was investigated in April that I'm going to go over also that I have new information on also. And then if you're on the other side, it's simple how this is going to look to you. Because Andrew Tate said when he got kicked off of social media that this was their first shot. He said, you got 3 lives. You got 3 lives. The first one is they try to deplatform you. If that doesn't work, they'll throw you in jail on false charges. If that doesn't work, they'll just clip you. Now, Andrew Tate is a lot of things. Stupid ain't one of them. He is an extraordinarily smart guy, very smart guy, extremely smart guy. And so anything that he says, I take as what would an incredibly intelligent strategist say in that situation in terms of like, why is he saying this? Does he really believe that? Or is he setting himself up to explain something later on, you know, etc. So there are a lot of people who are going to be like, see, he predicted this. And now he's getting rung up on false charges. Of course they're fake. He predicted this. There's no way this is real. And then there are the 30% who are like me, who are like, well, let's just wait and see. You know, let's just wait and see. Because how would I know? And also, it's like, okay, so if it's this, right? If they're just ringing him up because they don't like him, okay, my opinion of him is unchanged. But if it's this on the other side, if he really was keeping women there against their will and putting them on the internet, well, that changes things in a big way for me. But again, I would say that's probably that's an unlikely scenario in my mind, but we'll see. Now, I'm going to tell you all the details and everything that I know in a second. But before we do, really quick, on this channel, what I ask is if you're going to watch my content, please subscribe to the channel. It's a give and take. I work extraordinarily hard. There's a huge library of content. And if this is your first time on the channel, it's all this good. It's all evergreen. They can be old topics. You know, you're like, oh, I already know about that fight. That's a year ago. Well, you can watch the video. It's going to be entertaining anyway. People will binge my stuff and you have full access. All you have to do is just subscribe. It's a gentleman's agreement. And I appreciate everyone doing that. And yeah, so also I need to thank the sponsor of this channel, Sheath Underwear. And Sheath is the bomb, son. I'm just going to say this right now. If you're looking for something that you can spend money on and write off at the end of the year, this is the thing to do because it's a business expense. How are you supposed to concentrate when you've got this massive unit swinging around in your pants all the time? Okay. And also, it's hot. I mean, you know, it's winter time. You're wearing a lot of clothes. It's hot. You know, it's hot under the clothes. You need a place to stick your man berries. And you just keep them in there. And once you get used to them, you can't go back, dude. You can't go back. Give them a try. Okay? Sheathunderwear.com. And then use the promo code FIRE for a 20% off discount. It'll help me. It'll help the channel. And that will do. Also, if you want to win tickets to UFC 285, click the link in the description, the Swagit app. Download it, comment on any of my videos. My handle is Real Jesse on Fire, and you are entered to win 2 tickets to UFC 285. Okay, so the Andrew Tate thing. So here's the deal. Okay, so in April, you got this thing that happens, right? So apparently, this is according to Andrew Tate. Okay, according to Andrew Tate, there was a girl who was sleeping with his brother, who was married or had a boyfriend or something. And when she got caught, she said that she had been held there against her will. Okay, she's a U.S. citizen, and so apparently the U.S. Embassy looked into this, and when they went there, they looked into it. There was no girl being held there against their will. He wasn't arrested. It was a nothing burger. But the people who looked into it was this organized crime group, investigation group in Romania. So that was what happened in April, and then they arrested him yesterday. And this is coming right on the heels of his interaction that he had with Greta Thunberg, right? The back and forth. He goes after Greta. Greta responds to him. He says, I've got 30 cars. I got 30 cars, Greta Thunberg. You know what kind of carbon I'm pumping out every day? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Greta? And then she responded, although I would bet my life, having seen Greta, shame on you. Shame on you. I'm gonna guess that someone else probably wrote this tweet for her, but she said, oh yeah, please enlighten me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. That's pretty funny, dude. I mean, come on. Again, I just want to make clear, the next generation is never going to survive. Shame on you. Shame on you. Oh, yeah. And then she wrote that tweet. Please. Someone wrote that tweet and it was good. I'm giving them credit. That was a funny tweet. They deserve to go viral. It's funny, But, it is what it is. It's like a silly back and forth on Twitter. However, Greta, if you believe that there is a global initiative right now that is being implemented among a group of bankers and elites that are members of a 3-letter organization, okay, and they're trying to reset the world, which, by the way, is not a conspiracy theory, given that they have put this all on the website and have talked about it 1,000 times. If you believe that they are actually implementing the thing that they are saying that they're implementing, okay, Greta and the climate thing is at the dead center of every single thing that they're doing. And so Andrew Tate, who already is a troublemaker that they tried to get rid of on social media, going after Greta, I will promise you every single one of them saw it immediately. And then so he responded in a video. And I said this yesterday, and look, like if Andrew sees this, because by the way, he's not in jail anymore. He got released from jail, by the way. He was out. It was a 24-hour hold, okay? So I'm going to tell you exactly why they did this also, okay? So he's out after 24 hours. I'm going to come back to the Greta thing real quick. Actually, I'll finish the Greta thing. So he goes after Greta with this video, and I watch it, and I'm like, this is not his best work. It started off where, because her response, the reason it was so good is because it was so dismissive. They're so dismissive. It was like the correct play from Tate was to say something like, well played, I didn't know you had it in you, or something like that. Or like, well played, whichever one of your handlers wrote this tweet. Like hers is short, silly, and completely dismisses him. So the correct play is to also do the same thing. Like whoever cares less wins. He did an entire video, right? So right out of the gate, in the way that I look at these things, he's already, like, the video better be really good, dude. Like, it better be really good. And it was okay. It wasn't his best. And listen, as far as I'm concerned, in this kind of thing, this guy was batting 1,000 before this. This one was only okay. But the end, he called her a tool of the establishment that's being used to have people volunteer to be taxed into poverty. Okay, he said that. And then something about, control, which, hello, digital IDs. What do you guys think this is? What do you think this is for, you guys? Like, what do you think the, social credit scores? Why do you think that, like, why would that be valuable to anyone except these guys? Why do you think they're trying to do it? Okay. And then the same day, he gets thrown in jail by the Romanian law enforcement, that organized crime group. And here's the thing. So he's out in 24 hours. Okay. And what they're accusing him of now is bringing girls in under false pretenses, UK citizens, and then holding them there hostage and forcing them to strip on camera while they're getting money. Okay. So, like, if that's true, why would they bring him in for a 24-hour like chit chat? Like when they said, like the thing is, in all the stuff that I saw, they said detained. They didn't even say arrested. Like there are a bunch of headlines that say arrested. In the actual statements from the Romanian, law enforcement, they said detained for 24 hours. Now, I don't know if that's just like a word swap, but they said it from the beginning that it was only going to be a 24-hour thing. So, I mean, I don't know if that means anything or not, but here's what I do know, okay? And here is what my hypothesis is on why they did this, okay? So, when you look at the mainstream media narratives that are out there, right? That just forget that the world existed before 2019, okay? Like, this is how I really honestly would explain this to an 8-year-old. Forget about the world in 2019. Not that an 8-year-old would remember it. Okay? Think about the world starting in 2020 to right now. It is not arguable. There is no position that you could stand on if you were saying that there have not been very specific narratives that were allowed to be distributed through mainstream media, through all the social media platforms until very recently when Elon bought Twitter. And if you diverge from those, they come after you. And by they, we're talking about whoever controls all of the media and social media, because they throttle messages to discredit people. They do whatever they can to discredit people on social media, etc. Right? And so from now until eternity, no matter what happens with this case, anytime that Andrew Tate is mentioned in the mainstream media, what they're going to say is Andrew Tate, who has extraordinarily misogynistic views on women and was once arrested for human trafficking, okay? That is going to be next to his name every time that they write about him forever, okay? Forever. So whether or not this is a real charge or not, the goal, which I believe this is about, unless I'm proven otherwise, has been achieved no matter what. It doesn't make any difference. And the United States has tremendous political power in Romania. You could look into that very easily in terms of like our military buildup on their borders. So, I mean, could it be that? For sure. For sure it could. And I think the timing related to the Greta thing is very telling, because he was undermining the climate thing, which is the central piece of the entire reset. The Brate me set. So, yeah. I mean, or he really did this, or he's really R. Kelly. He's just a really charismatic R. Kelly that's just locking these girls up, and he's just printing money based on, I'll show him your ass. But when people keep bringing up this thing of, well, he already was on video beating up this girl. He was already on video, like slapping her around, like abusing her. It's like, how well did you look into that case? I saw the video. You saw the video. Yeah, I did. He's a real POS. I'm like, so tell me you've never role played without telling me you've never role played, okay? I looked at that and instantaneously knew that that was a consensual role play situation. Instantly. In a millisecond. And then the girl comes out. She's all, that was consensual. We were role playing. I don't know who was filming, probably his brother. But either way, it was not in any capacity. Like, who would be filming that if it was real? That's the thing. Like, okay, when you guys see something go viral, start doing this. Start remembering that there's a camera in that room and asking yourself, why would there be a camera in that room? Okay? So if it's something sporadic that just happened or something random, there's a fight at McDonald's and it's someone, over in a booth and it starts right when the fight started and they're trying to be like, look at this racist person. Go, okay, well, what happened right before that? What happened right before that? Why does it start? You're telling me they just, attacked each other? Like, what happened right before that? Or, oh, look at this guy in the bedroom smacking this girl around. Looks really crazy. Okay, well, why is there another person in the room filming it, clearly in sight of the person doing this? He's just documenting his domestic violence, Hey, I'm going to snap and beat up my girlfriend. Make sure you get a good video of that. And after this, I'm going to go pick my nose and eat it in the bathroom. And then I'm going to, you know, fill in the blank with any other kind of thing that someone might do that they would never want anyone to see. But I want you to make sure that you video it so we have a record of it. It's like, come on, man. Think. Of course it wasn't real. But, I mean, he's been very open with the fact that he does the cam girls and makes a lot of money doing that. But, I mean, there's a big jump from running a cam girl operation to kidnapping girls and doing that way. Like, you're telling me there aren't any, like, they can't just recruit, like, girls that want to be there? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have any idea how many cam girls there are? There's like 1 billion of them. Why would they need to kidnap them? That's why I don't understand. Why would they need to do that? Okay? And then the thing about the girl with the husband, I mean, I have no idea what that's about. But again, why would they, you know what I mean? Like, I know exactly why she would say that. You know, like, his story makes perfect sense. Yeah, she's cheating on her husband when she got caught. She said, "I'm being held here without you know, against my will." Oh, well, that makes sense. You know, a person will say anything to get out of a cheating beef, you know? I was just stuck there, you know? She just lost herself. She's, "Oh my God, I just want to stay here forever." Tristan's all, "Yeah, you're not staying here forever." "We're not." He's like, "You stay here for another day." She's like, "All right, okay." She's like, just one of these, like, there are people in this world that do not think past the next, like they're like, "I want to be doing this right now, and thus I'm going to do this right now, and I will deal with whatever consequences come later," to a point that makes no sense. Like, I mean, don't you guys know anyone like that? You know, like, have you ever done business with a person who tells you that they sent a wire that day when they definitely didn't, and they do it all the time? You're like, doesn't he know? He knows it's not coming. Why would he say he sent it? He knows that as of this moment tomorrow, I'm going to know he lied. Why would he do that? It's like a mental illness to me, where I'm like, I don't understand. You know you're going to get caught for that lie. But it's like, there's a certain type of personality and brain where they just need to solve that moment right there. They're all right, he's smiling, we're good. And you're like, you're not capable of seeing what tomorrow looks like, even tomorrow? And so it's very possible the girl is there and she's like, "Oh, whatever." Because I remember girls like that. Like, girls that just, where they're like destroying their own life, staying with, like, my friend when they're married. Like, I've seen this exact movie before. And then when she goes back, the husband has lost his mind. He had no idea where she was. And she's just kind of like, "What? You know, what?" I don't have any idea if that's what happened here, but I have seen that exact thing. One of my best friends. And he was in college. Some married girl. Dude. Anyway. But yeah, so that is what I've got. Someone told me yesterday in the comments, they're like, "I just subscribed to your channel yesterday, and now I'm unsubscribing," about how I talked about Andrew Tate. I was like, listen, just so we're clear, okay? If this set you off, it was going, if you just subscribed yesterday, let me give you a spoiler alert. It was going to take you it was going to take no more than 2 videos for you to find something you were going to unsubscribe from if what I just said here set you off. Like, anyway, I don't know what else. Go buy Sheath, Swag It app, and subscribe to the channel, and you can watch all my stuff. I love you guys. Peace.